Our hotel, the Ocean Pineapple Resort, is a 3 to 4 star full-service hotel in the city center with a beautiful waterfront view. Serving all types of segments at only 8 years old, our hotel was quite similar to its competitors. Before we started our renovations and adjustments, our hotel was undergoing a bit of a decline over the past 2 years due to the soft economy and increased competition. The owner's goals were to achieve and maintain an above fair market room share and an ADR equal to or higher than our competitors, and generate an annual gross operating profit in excess of 25% and a return on investment in excess of 10%. Our first form of action to reach these goals was to refurbish all of our premium rooms so that they all have adequate desk space and sufficient lighting to create an ideal working environment for our business-type guests, seeing as our main target market consists of business travelers. We had also planned on expanding our 2,000 square foot conference space by doubling its size. For our leisure travelers, our plan was to reach out to local businesses in the area and partner with them to offer a special complimentary gift card to a local restaurant or tickets to a local venue. We also plan to double our 50-seat bar lounge and turn it into a coffee bar lounge to create a relaxed and comfortable environment for our business travelers to work in, as well as bring additional revenue in for the hotel.
Alright guys, well, we were the Ocean Pineapple Resort. That's the name we gave our hotel. So just from the beginning with the trial run, that was just an example of what we could do for it, which was really helpful to be able to kind of test it out before we fully began it. For the trial run, we weren't 100% sure what we were doing for it. We tried to put in numbers that sounded right and felt it out just to see how it went. It actually didn't go that bad for us. We did end up placing third in the trial run, which told us we kind of knew what we were doing. But for the first quarter, we decided to kind of go along the same lines of the trial run since it didn't pay off that bad for us. We also took the notes that Professor Taylor gave us into consideration, really helpful. Actually ended up helping us increase to a ranking of number 2 for the simulation, which we held the entire simulation, which is great. But some of the notes that she gave us was forecasting above fair market share for rooms. We weren't fully above them. In fact, we kind of went below them because we thought, oh, we weren't going to be able to fully get all those rooms. But actually, most hotels are, so we did increase that. She said to make sure to forecast the correct amount of guests for food and beverage. Most of the hotels were forecasting way too high. I think our hotel actually was forecasting too low. We weren't 100% sure how many people eat breakfast, lunch, dinner at a hotel and how many of those are residents versus non-residents. So we kind of felt that out and increased that for our hotel. She also said to keep in mind the cost of food and beverage. They shouldn't go above this sort of amount. Luckily, we weren't really above those except for breakfast. I think we were. So we did lower that back down. And she also said to keep in mind the marketing costs and advertising. We were forecasting way too low because we weren't really sure how much marketing and advertising costs for hotels. So each quarter I think we reflected it a little bit more, a little bit better than before. So we did raise those each quarter actually. And she said to finally keep your owner's goals in mind, which we did have to become conscious of those throughout the whole simulation because that is the hotel we were given and that is what they wanted us to make sure we kept in mind. That was our quarter 1. Alright, now on to quarter 2 for the Ocean Pineapple Resort. We did get our results from quarter 1 back. They did place us in second. Most of our placements or rankings were number 2, which was great. We did have a couple in first, which was amazing, especially since we weren't 100% confident and positive in what we were doing, but receiving those back did build some confidence for us actually. In quarter 1, we did do a lot of renovations, and we did an entire renovation for the meeting rooms actually. So quarter 2, we didn't really focus on renovations that much. I believe we did some cleaning, some soft goods renovation, but as a whole, we didn't do that much, which I think we should have because that did bring us down a little bit towards the end. But in quarter two, we mostly focused on our guests and how many we're receiving and what we could do for them. So our prices were low from the beginning. We wanted to bring in guests. We wanted to really bring them in on the weekends because at first we were given low weekend status and high weekdays, which made us believe that we had a lot of business travelers at our hotel. That is why we actually did the renovation on the meeting rooms to benefit them. So once we did have that steady stream of guests coming in from quarter one, we did decide to raise prices just a little bit, not enough to drive away guests, but to keep them there and to build off that revenue actually. It did work very well for us. Throughout the whole simulation, we were one of the highest, if not the highest, in RevPAR and TrevPAR, which was awesome for us. But in quarter two is when we did begin to raise those prices for our guests. Our occupancy levels still stayed high, one of the highest actually compared to all the other hotels. And from our quarter two scorecard that we did get back after we submitted our changes for quarter two, we were ranked number one in room refurbishment, management fees, and TrevPAR. So that was great to see those results for us just from quarter two, not doing too much, but raising those prices and those occupancy levels. Now on to quarter three. Once we got our quarter two scorecard back, we still have not received that first ranking, which we desperately wanted. So we tried to change things around for that. Again, for quarter three, we decided not to do much renovations, which may have hurt us in the end. Maybe if we did some renovations, we could have increased to that first ranking, or at least increased our ranking in refurbishments, because quarter three we kind of went down on that a little bit. For quarter three, though, we did decide to increase the room prices just a little bit more, nothing too crazy, but just to build off that revenue again. We had that loyal customer base, so we were able to do that. We also increased our marketing and advertising. Depending on the ranking we were in there, on how many loyal guests were forecasted to come back to us, we would increase the prices for marketing and advertising if they weren't. So if we weren't ranked number one in that category, it was our job to become ranked number one in that category. So by the end, we were mostly ranked number one in all of our marketing and advertising categories. So that is something we really wanted to focus on and continue to market and advertise to new customers, loyal customers, anybody. We just wanted them to get into our hotel. For the scorecard overall, we did rank about number two in everything, except quarter three scorecard we got back. We did rank fifth and sixth in two things. One of them was our public space refurbishment and also our GOP, which was crazy because for our GOP in quarter two, we went really high and we increased a lot, and it was awesome. So we weren't really sure what went wrong there. We did try to help that out for quarter four. Didn't do it successfully though, so that is something we're not 100% sure what went wrong with that. But overall, we did pretty good. Quarter three, we were still ranked number two. We just wanted to do better and get ranked number one for fourth quarter. Overall, we're really proud of our hotel. By the end of the simulation, our price and value, we were second lowest in price and second highest in value, which was amazing for us, that we were able to deliver that quality to guests at still a low price. So they were going to continue to come into us and use our hotel just so we can deliver that sort of quality to them, which was great for us. Overall, we're really proud of what the Ocean Pineapple Resort was able to deliver to guests, and that we were able to uphold our owners' goals as well as our own. Alright, as you can see, this is our scorecards from each of our quarters for the Ocean Pineapple Resort. Our overall ranking throughout all of them was at 2. And our rooms market share, that was next. That did a slow increase between quarter 1 and 2. And then quarter 3 and 4, it did a slight decrease. GOP, that did a giant jump from quarter 1 to quarter 2, almost 3% increase. Increased again in quarter 3, but then stayed stagnant for quarter 4. Our RevPAR increased each quarter except for quarter 4. TrevPAR was able to increase and then stay at a good rate for quarter 3 and 4. RGI increased between quarter 1 and 2, then decreased during quarter 3, and then another increase quarter 4. Our net profit
of course, increase between quarter 1, 2, and 3, and then quarter 4 it did increase again with about $400,000 there. Our ROE did increase each quarter by a great amount. Again, that giant jump between quarter 1 and 2. ROCE again also increased, which was great for us. And our management fees did increase each quarter as well. From this graph, you can tell quarter 2 may have been our best quarter. We had great results for all departments in that quarter, which might be in part of the season and when travelers decide to stay at our hotel more. Quarter 3 was lower. Quarter 3 started our ranking of less than 1 in any of our categories, and quarter 4 we stayed in ranking 2 primarily, and a couple of our different areas we ranked less than that, but overall we did a great job. I'm really proud of how well our resort did. Now, right here you're looking at our total occupancy report for each month of the year. We did operate in quarters for the simulation, but we decided to show the occupancy in terms of months as well. As you can see, it is a little general. We couldn't get the exact percentages, but if it was above 5%, we did round it up to the next even 10%. But our highest total occupancy months were June and September, as you can see. We had a slow start from where the economy had the hotels at the beginning of the year, but between February and March we had a giant jump and were able to stay with that for the next couple months. June also was a great month for us. Basically June through October or June through September was our highest months. We were able to have lots of occupancy during those months, which is usually the season for travelers to come and stay, so that was really great to see for our hotel. This graph is showing occupancy again, however it's in terms of the market index. This is our hotel compared to the comp set. The comp set's in yellow, our hotel is in blue. Our occupancy was always far above the comp set, always above 100, which was great to see. Our ADR, as I said earlier, was lower than the comp set. However, because of our occupancy being so far above the comp set, we really didn't mind it. We were willing to keep the ADR lower so we could have this sort of occupancy. Every single one of these months we were above the comp set by a very high amount, so we were willing to keep it that way to have that sort of occupancy with us.
Overall, we're very proud of our hotel and how the simulation turned out, especially because we were not very confident in our numbers in the beginning. Lastly, we'd like to thank Dr. Taylor for giving us this opportunity and learning experience.